Welcome to Schutz Newshour. I'm your host, Carter Sensei, and today we are talking about some of the most important environmental issues of our day. Some very hard-hitting topics here, and we have brought in the top experts and activists and CEOs from the entire world. Our first topic today is air pollution, and we have with us Ms. Lamisa El Hadidi and Ms. Amra Adib. These are two activists that are here to present their case about air pollution. Can you please, you're fine over here. Okay, so what is air pollution and why is it important?
What is air pollution? Well, it's smoke that comes out of cars and factories and by burning coal, and that smoke goes into the air. And it's also bad for your health.
Why is it bad for your health?
Well, the smoke that comes into your nose, it burns your nose and it sometimes even burns your eyes. And also it can cause death.
Wow.
But how can we stop it?
Well, in America they've created a law called the Clean Air Act, where it's the amount of pollution that's in the air for the people to breathe, so that they could have a better atmosphere and a better environment. And this led to other people creating the Clean Air Act in other countries.
It would be amazing if every country had a clear act, wouldn't it?
Okay, this is quite interesting. A question here. Can you help us help the viewers understand how exactly acid rain is caused? I mean, what types of chemicals? Air pollution. You said this comes from cars and what else?
Cars and burning coal.
Okay.
And factories. Every factory, of course, there is smoke comes out of it. And these smoke tubes, it goes into the air, and we breathe it, and it burns our nose and eyes, and can even cause serious death.
Okay, so do you feel that we should be replacing these coal power plants?
Yes, and we should use other things like other sources of energy that doesn't create air pollution, like wind energy or solar energy or hydraulic energy, instead of burning fossil fuels.
Okay, wonderful. All right, well, that was a great insight there into the dangers of air pollution and some of the ways that we can hope to address this situation. Thank you both for your participation. Our next topic today is fracking, which is a very important contemporary... I'm sorry, I'm going to start that over. Welcome back. Fracking has become a very important topic in today's world as countries look for new forms of energy. As we've seen in America, the fracking boom has helped increase their energy production. And with us today to debate this topic, we have Professor Blueberry, who is an activist speaking out against fracking. And we have Mr. Ding Ding, who is the owner of the EPA Corporation, which does a lot of fracking. So I'll let you, first of all, Mr. Ding Ding, why is fracking important for you?
It's important because it's very cheap and it helps us get natural gases and oil faster than any other way, and it doesn't harm the crust of the earth.
Okay, and can you, for our viewers that may not understand how fracking works, can you explain what is fracking?
Fracking is when you mix chemicals with water and pump it into the ground, and it cracks the ground, letting all the natural gases and oil out.
Okay. Well, this sounds like a great source of energy, and I know it's helping countries like America decrease their dependence on other forms. So, what's the problem with fracking?
Although fracking has pros and cons, but it's a huge crime to Mother Nature, because when the chemical is pumped into the ground, some of the chemical goes through the water that we drink. And that could cause kidney failure, and it could cause sometimes death.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't hear any of those Were you aware of those health hazards?
No, but it's still cheap. We can still use it every day. So, okay, we still get more oil.
Okay, well, why isn't that acceptable?
Because why would it be cheaper if it is cheaper? Like at the same time, you might have kidney failure or death. Which is more important to your life or money? Like.
I think that's a good good question. Is that something that your corporation has thought about? These health hazards? No. All right. And so, what is one way that is there any way out there that companies can do this in a safer manner or in a cleaner manner?
I don't think so, because when the chemical is pumped into the ground, it breaks like rocks and the cracks. Some of the chemical might go through, so it wouldn't stop it.
Okay, so what is you talk about this liquid that is pumped into the rocks? Is this just water, or what else are you using in this?
I can't say because if I do, other companies are going to try to take mine.
It's a very sly move. We learned we have learned that the fracking companies are not willing to give up their special formula as it is for that. So, well, very diplomatic answer from our CEO there. Let me ask our activists, what is this liquid that they're pumping into the ground? Do we know what it's made of? Is this just water?
They don't want to say, but at the same time, it's water mixed with something. And this something he doesn't want to say because he's afraid that some company would take their secret and they won't have like their job anymore.
Do we know what is in what kind of chemicals they're using?
No.
No, we're not sure. Okay, but it's getting into the rainwater. It's getting into the drinking water. Okay. Well, I think our CEO here probably is able to afford bottled water, so perhaps he's not as worried about it. But thank you very much for this stimulating debate. Welcome back. Our next topic today is a look at industrial pollution. And with us today, we have Mr. Amir Adib, who is an activist speaking out against industrial pollution. And we also have Mr. Imad Adib, who is a CEO of a coal-burning company. I'll let you start it off, Mr. Adib.
Do you think it's a good idea to build a coal factory?
No, it's not. It's going to cause a lot of pollution.
But what if I build it far away from the people?
So what? The wind will take the pollution from the country, from the place you're building it from to the country. Like Singapore doesn't burn any coal, but it still gets polluted from China.
But only a few people can get hurt.
And what if these few people are from your family?
I can take my family somewhere else if they live near a coal factory.
Well, that's very selfish of you.
But coal factories can provide a lot more electricity for the people. At first I thought it was selfish, but then I realized that it's kind of helpful.
But did you know that the nitrogen dioxide that comes from cars will make acid, which combines with the clouds, and then it will fall as acid rain, and it will rain in the body of water, and the fish will die, and the people who drink from this body of water could die also.
Well, I can give people masks that they can wear so that they don't get sick from the factories.
And how will you make sure that all the people will get masks, and although the people who get masks, it will just help the sickness for a little of time, but it won't help them so much. They will eventually die.
Wow, excuse me, I need to kind of interrupt that. It was a very heated debate, kind of putting me out of a job here. It seems we have two very different viewpoints here. Coal-powered factories have continued to rise and be built all over the world. Which country is especially depending on coal energy?
Well, there are many countries.
And one of them is that has a very burning coal is China.
Okay, yes, we have seen a lot of smog created by these coal-powered factories, and a lot of environmental activists have been speaking out against them. Before you go, I noticed there's something here on my desk. Mr. Adib, can you help explain what this is here?
This here, we have coal, which is used like to pollute the air. Now, there's something I invented that would help the coal not pollute as much, which is you put the coal in the water and mix it so it won't pollute as much.
He says it removes some of the sulfur oxide and the nitrogen dioxide from the coal.
Okay, so this coal washing technology, Mr. Adib, do you think that this could help reduce coal pollution?
Well, yeah, because he says that it can remove some of the things that can get released into the air. Or he also said that we can install scrubbers in our smokestacks, and they remove some of the sulfur oxide and nitrogen dioxide from the smoke before it gets released.
Great, so are these scrubbers and this clean coal technology, is this something that is already being used by factories?
Yes.
Okay, and are you willing to, you invented it, okay, and is Mr. Adib, have you been using this in your factory?
Not yet.
Not yet?
We might.
But you have to use it.
But it wastes a lot of water.
No, because you just like here, as you didn't waste a lot of water. You just put the coal, put it in it, like leave it a little while, and then take it out.
Maybe you can find a way to, since this water is just being used to wash the coal, maybe you can find a way to treat that water and kind of recycle that water. Okay. Well, hopefully, as a result of our broadcast here, Mr. Adib will implement some of these anti-pollution techniques. Now, can I ask you guys, before you leave, I notice you have the same last name. Do you happen to be brothers?
Yes.
Wow, that must be a pretty awkward family meal. What do your parents say? Who do they support?
They support me.
Do they? Okay. Well, hopefully Mr. Imad here is find a way to create a more environmentally friendly industry, and hopefully your brother and your parents will recognize your sacrifice. So thank you both for this stimulating debate, and I hope that as brothers you can help to alleviate this problem. Thank you very much.
You're really like you both.
Our next topic this evening is a very controversial topic, and that is nuclear energy. We have with us today Ms. Lamis El Hadidi, who is here from the Save the World Foundation. She is an environmental activist. And we have Mr. Tito Son Longbist, who is a CEO of Galtal Company. So we're speaking today about nuclear energy. I assume that does your company use nuclear energy?
Yes.
Okay. And do you believe that nuclear energy should be used?
No.
No? Okay, well, first of all, why do you use nuclear energy? Why do you think it's a good form of energy?
Because just like a little piece of uranium can power a whole country, and also it doesn't pollute. Yeah, and it gets me a lot of cash.
Okay, those are two very attractive reasons, and one very selfish reason. But Tia, what is your I'm sorry, Miss Lamis El Hadidi, what is your reaction to that?
As you know, nuclear has caused a lot of disasters like Fukushima and the Chernobyl accidents that caused a huge disaster, and it also produces radioactive waste, which is not safe at all for them.
Okay. And so Ms. Hadidi has pointed out that nuclear energy causes a lot of these disasters in which thousands of people have been killed. Is that something that you don't care about, or what?
No, I do care about it, and my family was in one of them. And the Chernobyl disaster happened because it was an overload. And Fukushima happened because there was a tsunami happening, and it went through the nuclear power waste, and it created like a very huge radiation. but our company is in the middle of a desert, which is like protected, and it's in a safe radiation for accidents.
Okay, so Mr. Tito-san Ton Beast claims that since his nuclear plant is located away from any kind of natural disasters, that it is safe. Now, you spoke about the Chernobyl accident. Was the Chernobyl accident caused by a nuclear disaster? I'm sorry, was it caused by a natural disaster, or was it caused by human error, or what?
So it's caused by human error because they did something wrong in the plant. So that was caused the Chernobyl disaster.
Okay, so do you think that there's a chance that Mr. Tito-san's plant, he says it's safe because it's not near any kind of fault lines or anything? Do you think that means that there cannot be any kind of disaster there?
I think everybody makes mistakes, so you could make a mistake in this project or this nuclear energy plant.
Okay, so yes, Ms. Hadidi pointed out that if human error caused the Chernobyl accident, it could also cause a disaster in your plant. So are you aware of that fact? Okay. Well, why is nuclear energy, in that case, you do not believe that nuclear energy poses a threat to the environment?
Yes, I do know. But afterwards, I think I do believe. And I think I'll start a new power that can have the environment and help me make money.
Okay, well, we have a CEO of a nuclear power company has just proclaimed on our broadcast, this is breaking news, that he is going to be developing a new type of energy to power the world and make himself some money. So hopefully this interview will go down in history as the day the world changed. Thank you both very much for your participation. All right, our next topic is the topic of acid rain. And here to discuss this with us, we have Mr. Cool, who is an activist, and we have Mr. Abdin, who is also an activist. And they're going to, first of all, can you describe for us what is acid rain?
Caleb, what's acid rain?
Acid rain is when factories and power plants and cars create sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide, which goes into the air and makes a chemical reaction between oxygen and water, which is H2O, which creates acidic rain from the clouds.
Okay.
And I think that we're supposed to reduce the cars because the sulfur dioxide it makes acid rain, and acid rain is not good because it destroys the city.
And also the acid rain can pollute the rivers and the sea and kill fishes and animals, and it can also burn down trees and kill trees, and it can also create erosion and make statues fall down.
And we're supposed to reduce the sulfur, the amount of the nitrogen and the sulfur dioxide because it creates the acid rain, and when the acid rain it goes all around the city, the city will keep on destroying, people are dying, so we need to do something about it.
Okay, so is there any way that we can help reduce this acid rain or help reduce its effects?
There is a way we can stop it. Amr Adib, where is he? There, said we can make scrubbers to reduce that sulfur dioxide getting out of the coal power plants, and we can also wash down the coal so that the sulfur gets out of the coal.
And we need to stop burning the coal and the power plants because it's also causing acid rain.
Okay, great. Are there any laws out there from any countries that have tried to address this problem?
Actually, in America, the Clean Air which is actually less pollution in the air, trying to make less pollution in the air, has good thing to do with acid rain because pollution is what creates acid rain.
Okay. Great. So if there was a CEO here that was to speak with us and explain that, you know, you can't just shut down all the factories and all of our industry just because, you know, there's some clouds of bad rain, you know, might happen. What would you say to him?
People are dying. It's death. Like shutting down factories or people dying lives. Like the people that work in the factories, they're gonna die. Then what are the factories gonna be?
Okay. Anything else to add to that?
I would tell him that we were not trying to just shut it down directly. We would just like try to reduce sulfur dioxide by little and little, and the coal factories little by little, not just like demolishing the whole entire industry.
Okay, great. So we have here two advocates that are calling for a measured approach to help reduce the effects of acid rain. And you very succinctly stated your case. So thank you for your participation, and let's hope that some of those CEOs, let's hope that Mr. Adib, the CEO from the coal burning corporation, so aptly named, is listening and is ready to help implement some of these measures. Thank you very much. All right, welcome back. We're here to talk about the debate going on about hydroelectric power. As many people know, there are dams being built around the world in order to use the water to power, create electricity. And we're very honored to have in the studio with us today, we have Mr. Bicho Hantusu, who has come a long way to be here with us. He is from the indigenous Shabalala tribe. First of all, can I call you Mr. Bicho Hantusu? Where in the world have you come from today?
I don't know English very much because I come from Brazil, and I live next to the Belo Monte, like the dam that's being built, and it's 50% like built now, and we're really sad that the government is informing us that we need to leave the land because of the dam that's being built. So
Okay, well, the Belmonte Dam that Mr. Bicho Hantusu is referring to is a very large, very ambitious hydroelectric project, a enormous dam that's being built in Brazil. But it's funny to hear you complaining about being moved off of your land. Don't you understand that the government has offered money to you to go live somewhere else?
For our lives, we don't need money. All of our cultures and all our ancestors, we have been trained to like hunt for our own food, and we do everything like by ourselves. We don't need money. We don't, like if we live in the rainforest, we don't need money. We just need like a group, a tribe. There are like over 5,000 tribes in the world, and 400 million indigenous people that are like trained to hunt and gather for their food. And like this is our like only land that we have. So it's
Sure, well, I understand that you live on that land, and I'm sure it's a very nice place. But don't you understand how many people are in your tribe?
my tribe, like we have 300 people.
Okay, so you have 300 people that are complaining about this. Don't you understand that Brazil is a country of 200 million people, and that that the Brazilian government is trying to provide electricity to all of these people? So my question is, do you really think that your 300 people is more important than all of these Brazilian people?
Yes, I think they are more important to us for our culture, because if like you move us to another place, then our culture will end, and we won't like do the same things we used to do. And like when my child like marries a woman, marries a girl and then they have another child, they will not know what to tell her. Like, they will ask, what is our culture? Then they would say, like, the government one day they told us to move. So it's...
Well, yes, that's a good point. But have you thought about this? If you move, if you let the government give you a new house, you can live in like an apartment, and you can actually have like a TV and watch TV. I mean, we are in the TV industry, and we don't like to support our own industry. But
TV?
is there anything better than being able to watch TV?
Us, like hunting fish, and like killing fish, and like to tell you something. When you build this dam, it will affect like tons of fish and tons of like animals, and there are animals that are we have contact with in the forest, and I think like they really like us, and they can't like live without humans.
Oh, so there is also an environmental impact of this dam.
Yes.
What the part of this dam would be to create a large reservoir, right? Like kind of like Lake Nasser or something. How would this affect the environment?
Okay, so when you have like a lake that's surrounded by land, you will have a really small amount of water, and like when like pollution goes, or like the other news reporters said that maybe acid rain will fall, and then it won't escape because it's closed. So the fish in this water will die, and it will be really harmful to the environment.
Okay, so by building this dam, they will be upsetting the natural ecology and the natural flow of that river. Okay, well, Mr. Bicho Hantusu has presented some very valid arguments here today for us on the Schutz Newshour. It remains to be seen whether or not the construction of this dam will continue as it is in progress. But let's hope that perhaps the powers that be and the Brazilian government are watching our program. I'm sure they're tuned in down there in Sao Paulo. So let's hope that they are watching. So this concludes tonight's Schutz Newshour. Thank you for your. I'm going to do a separate conclusion at the end. So thank you very much to Mr. Bicho Hantusu.
Horses and cows and
This tissue paper makes your nose doesn't hurt from pollution.
Made with water, H2O,
And carbon dioxide.
and a lot of
Thank you.
Okay, I'm not.